Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's continue our learning with AI. Let me let me hide this. So yesterday we covered till these are the basic concepts we have covered. A lazy evolution, DAG, and the partitions and shuffle and broadcast and shuffle join. Of course, when it is can be used broadcast join or versus shuffle join we covered yesterday. And let's begin start practicing the just a minute. Okay, let's start practicing the code here. So the question is like read JSON file from into a data frame like df equals to spark spark dot read dot json quotation start data slash users dot json users.json. I think this would be good. Okay, let's see the output from the GPT. Okay, so small upgrade interview tip. Okay, so there are few options we may include in between. So what are those? Is sometimes JSON needs schema for inference control. So option multi-line true. So it says multi-line useful when JSON is pretty formatted. But I think JSON format are little different. So let's see. Okay, the of course when whatever we answered is correct. Whatever I answered is correct. Um, Spark.read.option so and dot JSON so and so next. Okay, now let's build step by step core data frame operations. Assume your data frame has so and so columns like instead of going back and forth we'll open a notepad and write down those things. Let me open it. Let me open a new window here. What it is saying is no. Let's go back to the GPT. Now it says okay, these are the columns what we have in our data frame. So what it is asking, let's see. Your write PySpark code to select only name and age. Okay, here df equals to uh, so what it is it a file? Oh, data frame we already have, so we have the data frame, just we need to uh, okay, so let's do one thing. Let's directly yeah, so let's directly what we can do is we'll directly write the code. So df uh, dot select um, in that column select column name, we can mention name comma age. So let's try testing in a single code what it will see. I think single code will consider it as a literal string value, so that's why you need not to enter that single quotation. So age and next is df dot filter. Df dot filter condition is like, age is greater than 30. Age is greater than 30. That's what we can write here. So let's see. I think it will ask for assignment as well. Like it needs to be assigned to a particular another data frame. That's what it may say. So let's see. So you got both pieces, but let's combine them correctly. This matters, Spark. Okay. Okay. So what I mentioned is select so and so filter age. There are these two separate operations not combined. Think step by step. So combining means if you run these two lines separately, uh, will the filter apply to the selected column? No, it won't apply. No, no. And the answer is as we are not assigned as a data frame. As a data frame. Okay. Since it is okay. Hmm. Each operation returns a new data frame since you didn't assign or chain the results is lost, so there is nothing. Okay, now let's fix it, and we need to assign something. You can chain them step by step. Okay, so what I can do here is like I'll say df1 equals to uh, df dot select name comma age. Okay, this is one statement. And now df2 equals to df1 dot df1 dot filter. Okay, filter must be, I think, filter age is greater than age is greater than 30. That's I'll mention. So since it is chained in a way, so it will give the proper result. I think df2 would be the uh, ideal. Yeah. Now let's level it up. Important. Okay. Of course, both combined together. I can. Yeah. Yeah. You can perform both the things at the same line. So instead of option A and option B, it is given like select here only, and after that filter. So they have to pick one and tell me why. Which is better? Okay. Which is better? Mm, better in the sense any filter would be the better. Like B, I will select filter as it filters the data first, then the load on the system would be less. Okay, so that is the reason we are choosing this. So let's answer this in a way and we'll see and the updates. Yeah, yeah. The better is, yeah, filter reduces number of rows so early. So less data flows into next operation, less work. So of course, yeah, that's correct. Mm. Oh, we have a run operation here. Okay, now what it is? Mm, Now the important upgrade. Spark Catalyst Optimizer will reorder these automatically. In many cases, Spark's Catalyst Optimizer will reorder this automatically. Okay, for example, if I run this here, oh, what I did, okay, tell, oh, so I didn't know about this particular feature, but let's see. If I close it, I think it should go back to the previous window where we are at. Okay, so yeah, I didn't know about this feature. I mean, you can execute this thing. Select filter may internally become filter select. Okay, this is called a periodic push down or optimization. Periodic push down, I think we need to remember this. Periodic push down depends on the priority of the task. The catalyst automatically decides which action or which transformation need to be performed first. Okay, so what's the real takeaway is, logically, filter early is better. Particular, uh, practically, Spark may optimize it for you if it is needed, but you should still write optimal code. Yeah, of course, that's the best way we could write anything. Let's see. Quick check. Don't skip. Okay. If I write select name, filter age, it should fail because no, but filter applies first. I think it should work. Okay, I'll answer this in a voice mode. Yeah, if you can see, right, I'm exploring different options of the GPT, even though sometimes I know, sometimes I don't know. Unknowingly, I'm doing this. So let's see. Yeah, so yeah, so this won't fail because filter applies first as per the optimization aspect. So it will filter internally, and then it will filter out the name, and it will select the names. I believe it won't fail, and it will work fine. Good reasoning, but this is where we correct an important misconception. It will fail. Okay, why it will fail? Let's see. Why? Name data frame now has only name column. Hmm. Important correction to your thinking is Spark will reorder automatically. Catalyst Optimizer can reorder operations only when it's logically valid. Okay, before going into the Catalyst itself, okay, this should be logically valid. Okay, cannot use a column that has already been removed. Okay, so golden rule: you cannot filter on a column that is not present in the data frame. Of course, which one will work? Select this one won't work. Age is greater than 30 and select name. The second one will work. You already know. You just confirm why in one line. To as df as name column and yeah, is spot on. Yeah. So column must exist at the time I use of course. I mean that's the basic thing. We'll apply transformation based on the column availability only. Next rule. Filter needs column, select removes columns. Okay, of course. Um, so filter before select if needed columns. Okay, that's fine. Next step with column operation, very important, of course. This is used to create a new column, modify existing column. Um, uh, okay, so example code it has given like df equals to df dot with the column, so and so column name df dot age plus 10. Okay, it is increasing. Write a physical code to create a new column salary in K. Like just we'll do instead of copying that we'll try to write down because df dot with column column of so new column name salary by 100. Okay, of course. So here salary, the column name we need to specify first salary in K, salary in K, comma the corresponding condition, what it needs to be done. So df dot salary divided by 1000. That is the condition it needs to be specified here. So let's give some space here. I think it may recognize now. So I think this will be the good code, but let's see. I think I'm little bit doubt on the okay division operator is correct. Okay, now we are good. We are in good shape with column. Next, small upgrade or interpretive pace. Best practice more readable. Okay, column salary. So column salary will be the most readable way you can mention so that yeah it'll be understood like whether it's a column and you're performing some operation on that particular columns data. So yeah, we always need to follow the best practices. That's the best way we could code. Okay, next using call is preferred in complex expressions so that it'll have expressions. Okay, now let's go one level deeper. Important behavior of with column. If column exists it replaces it, if not it creates new. Okay. Okay, quick test, don't skip. What happens here? Df dot with column salary, you are specifying the column name as salary again, and df dot salary star into 2. Does it create new column, replace existing column? I think replace existing column. 2 is the answer here. 1 minute. 2 is the answer. Value will be doubled because multiply by 2 is double, so doubled. I think that's the correct answer. Let's see. So I think you guys are understanding like where I'm going in a step-by-step manner. We need to practice the code and also learning the concepts in a deeper level. So that's the reason step by step. It may Step by step I'm going. It may seems to be little slow, but it will give a good deeper understanding in the programming related to PySpark especially. So yeah, it replaces existing column and salary becomes okay, doubled. That's fine. Okay, look this in important behavior. Okay, what is this? No new column created. Original salary is overwritten. New value equals to old value into 2. Okay, another interview tip. If you want to keep both values, you may mention another column name. Of course, it will give another column name next. Because see, if you see the code df is equals to df dot with the column, so and so column name, comma call salary star 2. So multiply 2. So here one thing we need to notice is df equals to df here is like you are writing, you're assigning it to the same df, so automatically replaces the old df. Create concepts null handle. Next concept is null handling. Very important in real data. Real data sets equals to messy null everywhere. Okay. Filter data is what happens to the rows where age equals to null. Okay, as per my knowledge with programming, I could able to, and of course I have a knowledge towards Python. So Python, how behaves is it will ignore the nulls. So the condition will not be applied, and that will be included. So my assumption is here is I think it will come, it will be included. So, but let's see, as nulls ignored, ignored in Python. Okay, let's see the answer, and I hope I'm correct because the basic understanding what I have on good at it, that, but this is incorrect. Let's fix it carefully. Okay, they are excluded. Okay, why they are excluded? Null is greater than 30 is greater than unknown, not true. Okay, I am literally confused here, but let's see. Let's observe it. What? Okay, for a new, for a row where age equals to null, null is greater than 30. Okay, unknown, not true. Okay, unknown, till unknown I am correct, but unknowns will be excluded is the confusion here I have. I think in Python, I think that may include. Okay, important correction to your thinking. Nulls ignored in Python. Spark is not pure Python, it follows SQL logic. Okay, so null never satisfies condition. Yes. What would you include nulls also? How would you include nulls also here? Hmm, how to say? I think we need to remove the nulls first. File NA, I think fill NA, file NA. Age, our age is null, not null, right? So df equals to df fill NA of age. I think in the age column, I'm ignoring the nulls and then dot filter filter age is greater than 30. Age is greater than 30. I think this will be the good code. Let's see. Good try, but this is not correct. Let's fix your thinking step by step. Okay, let's fix that. Uh, Not a valid function. Maybe you meant fill NA. Yes, I meant FILLNA. That's correct. Even if you fill nulls, that changes data, not what we asked. Okay. Okay. So how to handle nulls is the good question. Okay. Think first your think first your turn. Which function is used to check null in Spark? Hint column of age dot is null. I think I'm thinking about is null, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Is null. Good try. Very close. Okay, fine. Uh, okay. Now build a full condition step by step. Okay. We want. Okay. But how to check the nulls before? I'm not sure. I need to think about it. Okay. Final correct code. Now build a full condition step by step. Age is greater than 30 or age is null. Okay. Is null check we need to do it. So is null check we're gonna do. Okay, and is null checks nulls, or it's an or operator here, like the pipe, whatever you see is an or operator. Of course, and operator also you can do it, but in what cases we gonna use that, we need to explore a little bit more. So we'll do that. So here column function they have included as a include options need to be, import option needs to be there, so that feature is available or not. So that thing we need to do. Now test your understanding. Okay, filter rows where age is not null. Df equals to df dot. Directly we can write right column of here we can write directly column of. I think we can write this select age. We can write like this: age is not null. Is not maybe not null. I think this is one I'll give. Um, let's consider one more thing. Uh, Null spelling is N-U-L-L, all smalls. N is capital, and after that it's small. And let's see if this, just I'm giving a try here. If it is not working, we'll think about it. I mean, what needs to be done further. And one more answer also I'll give. I'll mention that R df equals to df dot call column operation of age. Okay, and in that what they have given above age dot column operation of age. Sorry, I need to close the brackets and also the quotes. Dot is not null. I think this one will work. Is not null. Any which way directly operated on the directly this operation was already used directly used on the data frame on a particular column age, not is null. I think either of them should work, but let's see if there is any correction. We'll learn. Okay, both versions are wrong. Okay, why it is wrong? Let's see. Select is not for filtering, of course. Df.call is not valid. Df.call we cannot use. Okay, is not null must be used inside a filter condition. So filter condition only we can use. So if that is the case, so now here it is. I think filter. Filter column dot age. So you cannot directly apply column on this. Okay, now that's a good way to learn. Quick reinforcement filters rows, select columns. Is null, is not null, null checks. Is null, is not null. Mini challenge list last for this round. Okay, fine. So I think till now we are clear. What we have learned is we learned how to use null checks and non null checks. Um, okay, next mini challenge. Let's do the mini challenge here. Uh, so first filter. First let's filter df equals to df dot filter of age is greater than 30, age is greater than 30, and here you need to apply and here instead of logical or we can use logical and I think whether we can use it or not, well, let's try it out. I'm just trying. Is not null, so it needs to check on is not null. I think quotation starts, sorry, a bracket starts, bracket end in that call of age, sorry, salary dot is not null. Okay, I hope this is correct, but there is any correction, then we can learn, that's fine. So I hope this is correct. Okay, let's see. Good attempt, you are close. Just one key field missing. Filter age is greater than 30 and bracket start column call salary dot is not null. This is correct. Issue in your code. Okay, what is the issue in my code is filter returns a data frame and works on conditions, not data frames. You cannot combine, but where the combination happened in the above that they given, let's go back to that. Here, filter, okay, it is not returning any. So it's a single function type of a thing it has given here. So I think there is a gap. So here I need to mention, so that before seeing the actual code only, let me mention this. Let me see. Control V, filter of column of age is greater than 30. Inside a filter condition, I can mention this. So this corresponding bracket will, here one more thing starts here, okay, and both conditions are combined here. Column of salary is greater than not null, so it has to be ended with one more parenthesis. I think this is the correction it needs to be done. Okay, small syntax fix ఇక్కడ where it is. Okay, syntax error. Okay, here it is, would be 30. It's not be 30. Okay, let's try it again one more time. Let me do this copy. And there is a conditional issue here, like column not started. Okay, parenthesis not started correctly, or okay, here this needs to be removed. Is null, and of course here the condition, and one more thing, and after that it is, I think it's, yeah, extra quotations. Before that only we could able to identify and figure out where the issue is. Extra quotes are there, so that's, so we are good on those lines. Okay, let's see. So you can combine multiple conditions inside a filter using a logical and logical R. Hmm. So syntax error. Of course, it's correcting very minute things. So that's a very good point to learn in a better way. Let's see. Combine conditions inside filter using. Hmm. Next step is group by and aggregate. Very important for the interview, of course. Group by DPT dot count. Count is an action here. Calculate average salary. Your turn. My code and okay. Example code they have given. Okay, so df equals to df dot group by group by group by dpt. Okay, group by dpt dot avg of salary Average salary group by department and dot average salary. I think that will be okay. This is the correct code. This works, but a column name salary becomes AVG of salary in the visibility line. So alias we need to use. So the data alias is AVG salary. Okay, it's a good thing. So data alias we need to give, and of course key concept dot AVG salary quick shortcut aggregate of flexible and professional. So I need to use aggregate now. So okay, count the employees per department. Okay. Hmm. I'll do one thing. So let's do my own way. Df equals to df dot group by dpt group by dpt dot aggregate of count is the function inside we need to use aggregate of count is the function inside we use uh, count of star. I think we can use star count of star. Aggregation is done. After the aggregation we can specify one more thing is dot alias of something like count for each department. We can mention like that. Let's see whether there is any corrections here. See, it's like an experimental thing. Like some of the code I know, that's why I'm able to do it. I mean, if you may not know, so those things we need to learn more. Okay, now count of star I gave. Maybe that is the not a valid by Spark. Like okay, that's may not be agreed. Aggregate of count or maybe count of star is not there. Dot alias is applied to column, not data frame. So here also they apply. No, why it is saying like that? Aggregation. Okay, that parenthesis is not there. So inside that only we need to give. Maybe that's a gap. I applied on top of a data frame, which is wrong. Count of star is not there. Count of star. Okay. So okay, before going further, let's copy this. So here, okay. So now in this case, it has to be on top of that alias. So aggregation will start there and will end here. And apart from that, count of star is not there. So do count of star. Uh, star should be here. It needs to be starred like this with a quotation so that it will consider it as a okay. Now let's see if there is any gap, we'll learn again. Okay, that's fine. Good, but you missed the second requirement average salary. Okay, combined both. I think there is another question they have given. Okay. Okay, count and of course average salary, aggregate of average salary, I think. So let's copy this. Before going to see the answer, let's copy this. Again, do some dot aggregate of what it says average salary. Average salary. Average salary. Of course, it's grouped on the department wise. Average salary on what? Average salary of aggregate of. Let's close the parenthesis first and then AVG of salary dot dot alias alias of AVG sal. Let's mention in this way. It's simply okay. Now it has to close the parenthesis again. There might be corrections here as well. Like let's review once. Okay, DF group by department wise we grouped, and after that aggregate. What we're doing is we count, and we are giving an alias for this count for each department. Dot aggregate again and average sal alias so and so. Let's see. I think this is correct, but let's see. You're thinking in the right direction, but this is not correct. Let's fix it. Okay, what it has to fix. Okay, issue in your code. You are doing two separate aggregations, which is bad. After first aggregation, salary column is gone. Yeah, second aggregation will fail. Okay, now that's a good way, good learning. So one group by one aggregation block. Okay. So if that is the case, here group by DEPT in the aggregation itself, we need to apply multiple count star comma. Okay. So before seeing that, let's write the code here. I'll copy the same thing here. In that, let's start aggregating count DEPT, and instead of that, let's do comma AVG of average of salary dot alias of close the parenthesis, start double quotes. Let's write the code avg underscore sal. Let's close the quotations. I think this would be good. Good. Like see what we write is group by DEPT dot aggregation will start. After that aggregation, alias thing will end here, and after no aggregate will end here. So let's compare one by one. Okay, DF group by DEPT and aggregate count of star dot alias and alias name comma average salary dot alias of alias name. That's it, done. That's good. So now what the question they have given is one group by one aggregate, multiple aggregations inside. Okay, one group by one aggregate, multiple aggregations inside. That is the okay. That's the thing we need to remember. That's what it is saying. Next, quick check. Last for this round. If you forgot group by DEPT, if okay, default as per grouping rules as concerned, default would be entirely considered as a single group. I think a single record, one line. Okay, I think two is the correct answer. I may fail here as well, but let's see. Should not fail because the grouping happen as a single group, and of course it has to combine everything together in the in those lines. So entire okay data considered as a single group. So that's what I'm thinking, but let's see. Okay, that's correct answer. Okay. Strong progress today. Okay, what we learned today is transformations, actions, partitions, parallelism, shuffle, broadcast, data frames, ops, select, filter with column, null handling, group by aggregation, solid spark foundation we have. So let's go to the next steps. But as of now, yeah, let's stop the today's session. We'll continue with the next session. Thanks for watching and please try to subscribe. Thank you so much.